to feel it when it's not tangible. You have to believe it when you cannot see it. You gotta be possessed with the dream. Yeah.
What's up, guys? Straight from the Chest Sunday edition. Guys, this is a personal development podcast. I am your host, Justin Groff. And look, guys, if you've never tuned in before, this is a spiritual podcast, personal development, like I just instated. And I have to disclaim these things because I know that there's a sensitive ear to a lot of people out there with regards to God, talking about God, talking about Jesus. I get it. But that is who I am. That's essentially the throttle behind this podcast, is my own testimony, my own experience with things, and really speaking from a place of authentic spirituality, authentic notion, in terms of my own experiences, etc. So I say that because not a lot of people like that, and if that's the case, this isn't for you. I get it, I understand, but if you're not in line with those types of things, then you're not going to want to listen to this. So turn it off now. But for those of you that are okay with that, awesome. And one of the things that you probably don't know about me is that I love rap music. I love hip hop. That's quite frankly the only thing I'll ever listen to is rap. That's it. I grew up on rap, and I'm just a white boy that likes rap music. I never liked rock and roll. I never liked alternative. And I hate country. I hate country. Country makes me want to kill myself. I'm obviously that's a little bit exaggerated, but it's truth, man. Country is just can't do it. So, but I understand rap music is for everybody. Country music is for everybody. It's a personal preference, right? But here's the crazy thing, is that not too long ago, let me tell you the kind of rap I like, because I don't like rap like Jay-Z and Kanye West. I don't like rap like that. To me, that's like rich white guy rap. I like gutter from the South. I like Gucci. I like 21 Savage. I like just gutter music that has no prospering lyrics whatsoever. I know completely different from the kind of person that you hear on this channel, right? But I'm prefacing that because what I'm about to talk about is not the person that likes that music he's still in me. Like, I still like that stuff. But here's the thing now. I hear differently now when I listen to those songs. I hear different. And what I hear is garbage. But it doesn't mean that I still don't like the melody. I still don't like the beat. But it's very much dulling and not, there's no life to it. Now, you listen to music because you want to maybe get you energized, and you want to, get you in a zone and get you focused. I mean, that's why I listen to music. I listen to music in the gym for that reason. But there's something about when I'm in a meditated state of mind, or even when I'm driving now, that music doesn't speak to me anymore. And let me give us some context. I don't think it ever spoke to me in general, but it got me in a mood. Now when I hear it, it's very much flavorless. It's flavorless. And it's so flavorless, it makes me turn it off and either have silence or turn it on. And I never did this before either, but listen to Christian rap. I used to think Christian rap was dumb. Like, for some reason, I couldn't bring in Jesus and rap, and no, it didn't flow well. Like, I was just like, no, you can't mix those two, right? But one day, when I started to kind of shift my direction in terms of my just the way that I what I believed in and how I started, when I opened up myself to God, when I opened up my spirit, when I surrendered, and this, I've said this in other podcasts before, so don't get wide eyes when I tell you right now, but when I surrendered my sexual immorality, meaning I stopped having sex, right? Stopped looking at porn, right? When I surrendered those things, I began to hear music differently. And when I would listen to rap, it just, like I said, it was flavorless. Well, one day on my Pandora station, and I had it on Rick Ross. I had it on Rick Ross station, and all of a sudden there was and this is God, this is all God, because never before has this ever happened. Never. That I can ever remember. But a hip-hop, they call him the hip-hop preacher, Eric Thomas, got on that station, just a song of his. And it wasn't even, because he's not a rapper, obviously, but he being a motivational speaker, and he actually, for those of you who don't know who he is, he's the gentleman in the beginning of my intro. But he made a melody to his motivational speeches, right? Or motivational talks. And so they kind of gel those two together and it kind of makes a song, right? And it's cool. And I listened to it and I'm like, oh, I like this. So I like the song. Well, after you do that, I guess the algorithm spits you out new or material that's kind of cohesive to that. So I started hearing a little more of him, but then I got a gentleman that I never heard of before. He's a pastor for Elevation Church, and his name's Stephen Furtick. And it just was a laundry list now of these people that were coming in my Pandora portal under the Rick Ross station, okay? And then another one was, and I spoke about him before, is NF. He's a Christian rapper. And that guy is powerful. He's so powerful. He reminds me of the Eminem, but he is just in the Christian sense. But you couldn't even tell that he's Christian. I mean, he says certain things here and there that are like, oh yeah, okay, you're a believer, you're a Christian. But I swear his music sounds nothing like the typical Christian rap that I thought existed. And so I kept listening to him. I was on fire with this guy. This guy's legit, right? So I end up listening to him. And even though he's not speaking a lot about God, still his music is more relatable to me, right? It's more relatable, so therefore it's penetrating. And it's now infecting me on a level that I haven't been infected before when I listen to music. Now, I'm not moved by him, but I'm closely relating to what he's speaking of. And it makes me more infected for the kind of delivery that he's promoting or the kind of, and the topics that he's talking about. And I can't help but just want more. It's like water. It's like I want to drink more water. And so when I go back and I listen to Bad and Bougie from Migos or Gucci or 21 Savage, like I spoke before, it's flavorless and it does nothing to me. It gives me no life. It gives me nothing. And I believe that honestly, that was turned by God. I believe that God changed my perception of the way that I viewed music, and he opened my ears up. But it didn't come until I surrendered and showed him that I'm ready to take this to the next level. I'm ready. I want to take my life to the next level. I want to see my purpose in everything that you've called me to be. And it took me applying action. And that action was giving up my lustful desires. So that's what it was. It wasn't like I got to give God so much charity. I mean, he may cause you to sow that seed, for sure. But that wasn't my seed he wanted me to sow. He wanted me to give up the thing that I subconsciously idolized the most. I idolized it. And it's so normalcy for all of us to not see that as, to not see sex or lust or desire, even though we're going to have it regardless, even in our times of strength, we're going to have lust, we're going to have desire. It's just, we're human. I get it. But executing boundaries and laying disciplines out, that is what's going to call you to the next level. It's what caused me to change. I'm telling you, it's what caused me to change. This is a part of my testimony. This is a part of me expressing what it was that is going to jump me to another level. And it's not easy. But what I'm doing is I'm showing God, I'm ready. I'm ready to see you at another level. I'm ready to experience your blessings. Even though I know they're going to come because I know you love me, I know they're going to come now with more intent. And they're going to come quicker. And I'm going to be favored more. And I'm going to be blessed more. Now I'm going to see new opportunity, because I'm going to tell you guys, I really don't believe that you can come into your full purpose by you just living the way you want to live. I don't believe that. I do believe that God is going to knock on your door and he's going to say, hey, do you want to answer this? I'm here. Let's do it. But it's going to take you on your end, because we have free will, to say yes or no. And for so long, I said no, subconsciously, not like deflecting by throwing an X up, but like I just really was not adhering to what he was trying to tell me. And I heard it from multiple people. I heard it from people saying, they would say something like, Justin, why are you sleeping with that girl? Why are you messing with that girl? And I don't think it was because people thought that I don't think that it was because we didn't mesh, or that person wasn't a good person for me or whatever. I think it's because they saw me the way God saw me. And God was trying to talk to them, to me. He was trying to talk through them to me. And you may have that in your life. You may have a person in your life that says, why are you going out and doing that? Why would you subject yourself to that? You're above that. And when they say above that, they don't mean you're higher than that person, you're better than that person. They're trying to tell you that your spirit, what you are, what you invoke, is better than that. It's like a drug addict. It keeps going back to heroin. Look, they're better than heroin. They're better than coke. They're better than drugs. They're better than alcoholism. They're better than that. And everybody knows that, but they don't see the worth themselves. So like a drug addict, I kept going back because I didn't see the worth in me. And you may not see the worth in you, because if you are continuously going back to those subjects, you do not see your worth. You don't see yourself the way God sees you. And because of that, I feel that that's going to inhibit you from seeing your best promotion. And I don't say that as a drawback. I don't say that as a stone I'm casting your way. But I'm saying that in conviction, because I really feel that. I really don't feel that you can have your cake and eat it too, as the saying goes. You can't. You may think you can, and that's a lie from the enemy. That's a lie from Satan. And remember, Satan was an angel one time too. He can tell you all day long, oh yeah, God loves you. You can do this, you can do that. Yes, he does love you, absolutely. And he's always going to be there to pick you back up. But when is enough enough? And most pastors will argue. They'll say, or most religious people will argue and say, Jesus says, forgive your brother 7 times 77 times. I get it. If we do the math, that's like a lot of times, right? I don't know, 400 or 500 times or whatever. But listen, I believe that you have to, at some point, make the decision to say, I'm better than that. I know my worth. I'm here where the enemy wants to keep you here. You say, no, I'm here. I'm up here with the best of them. So I'm going to call myself to be better. And I'm going to put these boundaries in place because I know I'm worth it. And because I know that my worth is here, and it's not where you put me at, which is here, enemy. I'm not here. I'm up here. But that's where you're going to see your exaltation. That's where you're going to see the new promotion come in. I firmly believe that because it's happening in my life. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine. But just pay attention to me. Just continuously watch me. Watch what happens in my life. Watch. And I say that with conviction, and I say that with integrity, and I say that with purpose and force, because I know there's more that's going to happen, and you have a front row seat. Because I know the things that he's doing right now, the things that he's brewing in my stomach, it's not from me. It's not. It's from him. And I know that I was called to infect, not just effect, infect the world. And to leave my indentation just as you. Just as you. But if you keep assuming the role of less than and keeping where the enemy wants to keep you at and keeping your friends at bay to where they can tell you everything that they want and infiltrate their lives too and keep you suppressed, then you'll never see your worth. You'll never see your ultimate worth like the God we serve sees us. And so, what this all has to do with music is this. When you see yourself the way God sees you, the things that you hear become garbage. The things that you used to like become flavorless. The things that you used to go to as an scapegoat, they become a prison. Let me say that again. The things that you used to go to, run to as an scapegoat, they now become a prison. And in prison, you don't get water the way you want it, when you want it. Food, what you want, when you want it. You're deprived. And so just like prison, you become deprived on the reality and the position and the favor and the value that God has over your life and how he sees you. But when you start listening and allowing good things in your ears, water for your spirit, you become alive and you see things differently and you see more clearly. The glasses come off. You're able to see clear. You're not jaded. You're not clouded. And that's important for running your quest in your life. That's important. If you continue to not filter what's coming in and not lay boundaries, then you're going to see yourself as everybody else sees you. And you're going to see yourself what the enemy tells you. And that's not the truth, right? We understand that. It's not the truth. Make sure that what you're listening to and what you're allowing in, not only on the music stations, but on podcasts, on YouTube, in real life, because there are people that, quite frankly, you just shouldn't hear. They shouldn't have your time. They shouldn't have your attention. And sometimes the things that they say, they are overwhelming your thought process for no good reason. And because of that, you hear them so often and you listen to them so often, you become just an extension of them and not an original of you. And that is like death. That's self-imposed death. Why would you ever want to be a copy when you were made to be an original? Why would that ever be, why would that ever be an option? The only person that can dictate that is you. And you have to set boundaries and you have to set disciplines and you have to surrender to certain idols that you might have in your life. Because that's what not everybody's going to talk about, because it's not a positive thing to talk about that. It's a ruffling of the feathers. It's a challenge. It's a conviction to a lot of people, because a lot of people just want to hear God as this loving, favorable God that will just love them unconditional no matter what, no matter if they kill, steal, commit adultery, fornicate, like God will, but God loves you and he knows your heart. He judges your heart. But in the Bible, it says different. I'm not saying he doesn't judge your heart. He does. But in the Bible, it also says if you do blah, 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 fornicate, commit adultery, blah, 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 blah. And I'm saying blah, blah, blah because I don't really know all of them. But if you do those things, you won't enter my kingdom. It says it in black and white. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. I forgot what verses it is, but I'm horrible at remembering verses, by the way. But if that is what you feel like, and that you function your life on those faculties, trust me, that is a lie. That's because Satan wants to keep you suppressed, and he wants to keep you in denial and in the clouds. So when your time comes to die, you go to hell. Now, that's what I believe. That's what I believe. I believe there's a heaven and there's a hell. I'm not going to say anything different to not ruffle feathers. I don't care. But I am telling you that if you're not boundary setting on your life and you don't set disciplines and you don't see yourself the way God sees you, then you'll forever be lied to and you'll continuously pass your purpose by. Pass your purpose by. Do you know how bold that is to say? You'll pass your purpose by? You'll live your life not being in your purpose? That's the worst. That's the worst. I'd rather die than not be my purpose. I'd rather die. I would rather die than not be delivering on my purpose. That's why it's so important to me to deliver on the grounds that meet my purpose. That's it. That's all I want. Because I know everything else will be taken care of. I'm not putting the cart before the horse. I'm putting the horse first. The horse is leading me, and the horse is Jesus, period. Who is your horse? Who is leading you? Who is influencing you? What lies and what words are you allowing in your life and allowing in your spirit to take residence, albeit them a prison at the same time, when you think it's your scapegoat? Who are you letting in? Who are you listening to? Who do you think is influenceable? Because I'm going to tell you this, not only did the change of music happen in my life, but the people that I began to listen to on podcasts that I thought were motivational, that I thought were influential, started to speak, you guessed it, garbage too. And I began to see through their spirit wasn't right, not correct. Not at least where I want to go in. Not at least the path that I want to associate with. Not for me, dude. But it took me surrendering, setting boundaries and disciplines, knowing that I'm called, answering the call, knowing of my worth, setting my worth up to the level that I know it's supposed to be at, because it's where God calls me at. That allowed me to see things more clearly and hear things for what they really were, which was in most cases garbage. So what are you listening to? Who are you listening to? Who are you allowing in your life? Who are you allowing to speak to you? Who are you allowing? Because they're going to be the direct predication of where your path goes. And if you don't see yourself the way God sees you, you're going to miss out on a lot of purpose. A lot. Don't miss out on your purpose. Don't miss out on your favor. Don't miss out on your blessings. Do not miss out on the indentation that you were supposed to leave on this planet. Do not miss out. That's the worst thing you can do as a human being. The worst. Not killing, not stealing, not committing adultery, not committing fornication, none of those. It's not living in your purpose. Sure, all those things suck too, and you can't do those things as well, because obviously they're horrific. But if you do those things, it's still not in any measure related to not living in your purpose. You wasted your life, and no one wants to waste their life. But because of the boundaries and the disciplines that you're not setting, and because of the people that you continue to listen to, and because of the lies that you continue to believe, you may be, in fact, wasting your life. Don't waste it.